Have you ever felt like you are running as hard as you can, but barely moving forward? Someone left a comment on my last video about how I made $77 on my YouTube channel, saying sometimes it's better to give up. And honestly, how I felt when I read that comment, I felt, yeah, maybe right. I get it. Because when you're pouring everything you have, your time, your energy, your hope, and the numbers aren't moving the way you want them, giving up feels logical, right? But here's what I've learned in the last few years since my husband's passing, and especially during the last year I've been on this YouTube. Giving up and redefining success are two very different things. And today I want to talk about what success actually means to me when I'm starting over at 58. So when I started this channel back in 2024, I had this very specific idea of what success looked like. It looked like numbers, subscribers, views, comments that said, "You're doing great." It also looked like money, enough to stop worrying about bills, enough to give my boys and myself some stability, especially when finding a job outside is difficult at this age. Don't get me wrong, numbers and the money, they still matter. They matter a lot, actually, when you're a single mom trying to stay afloat. Somewhere along the way, I realized something. If I'm only measuring success by external markers, I'm going to feel like I'm failing every single day. Growth is slow, especially when you are trying to figure it out as you go. So I had to ask myself, what if success isn't about the destination? What if it's just about moving forward? What if success is waking up, sitting down and trying to create something, even when I don't know if anyone will watch it? What if success is learning one new thing this week that I didn't know last week? What if success is just not giving up? Because here's the thing about giving up. Giving up doesn't solve anything. When you give up on something, you don't just stop. You restart. Look for the next thing, the next opportunity, the next project. And if that doesn't work, I give up and restart again. And that cycle continues. Here's what I've noticed. Every time I restart, I'm starting from zero. I've given up so many times in my life. And I know this by experience. When I stop, I have to restart. Every time I restart, I'm starting from zero. I'm not building upon what I've learned. I'm not iterating. I'm not being creative. I just throw whatever I believed 2 months ago, 6 months ago, out the window and try to come up with the perfect solution by restarting again. I am not discovering what actually works for me. I'm just jumping to the next thing that looks easier. That used to make me feel like I am being sharp, have a keen judgmental eye. Stuff I am working on is not working out the way I want it. So I say, okay, forget about it. Just move on to the next thing. I thought that was a smart decision. When something feels hard, it is tempting to think, maybe I'm just not good at this. Maybe I should try something else. But what if the hard part is where you figure out who you are actually capable of? So I decided I don't want to keep restarting. When I lost my husband a few years ago, I had no option to give up. I had two boys who needed me. I had a life that still had to move forward regardless, even when I didn't know how. There were so many days when I wanted to just stop, but I couldn't. I had no choice but to keep going, one step, then another, messy ones, when I didn't know where I was going. It's a totally messy journey I've been having. Somewhere in that process, I realized moving forward doesn't mean you have it figured out. It just means you are still in motion. You are still moving. You are still trying. And that's what this channel is for me. It's not about having all the answers. It's not about being perfect or polished or even successful by traditional standards. Don't get me wrong, traditional metrics matter. They do. Views, subscribers, income, they are important, especially when you're trying to provide for your family, right? I don't take that part lightly. But right now at 58, I think I'm learning to value something different. The act of showing up and trying, even when the path isn't clear. I think it's about showing my boys and maybe showing myself that you don't have to have it all figured out to keep moving. The key is to keep moving. Don't give up. You just have to be willing to try. So when someone says, maybe it's time to give up, I understand where that's coming from. But I also know this, giving up and letting go of what isn't working are two different things. Giving up means stopping. Letting go means adjusting. And I'm not interested in stopping. I'm interested in learning, iterating, figuring out what works for me, not what works for someone else. Will I keep making videos? Yes. Will I keep exploring other paths? Absolutely. I have ideas I'm working on. I'm trying to build something sustainable. Nothing's clicked yet, but I keep trying. Honestly, even at 8,684 subscribers, YouTube is giving me more hope than anything else I've tried so far. That's why I'm not giving up on this channel. I'm hoping this becomes the foundation that lets me actually try those other projects. I'm not going to pretend I have infinite time or resources. I'm a mom. I have real financial pressure. I have 2 kids depending on me. So yes, I am figuring this out as I go still. And no, it's not simple. But I'm still here. I think that counts for something, right? So here's my question for you. What does success mean to you right now? What does it actually mean for you in this season of your life? Please leave a comment and let me know. Before I go, I want to say a huge thank you to 7 precious people who have signed up for my membership. Thank you so much, more than I can express. If anyone's interested in joining, I put the link down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.